It's July 8th, 2015, and this is your Fortean Slip news.
And our first story from poststar.com. It looked like, when I seen that first, it looked like pornstar.com. We should do I wonder if there is I'm sure there's a website, pornstar.com. Maybe they have some sort of good Fortean type story on there. We'll have to go check it out, Chris.
Sure.
Poststar.com.
Even if there aren't any Fortean stories there.
It might just be, worth checking, just in case.
Yeah, sure.
Bigfoot stories popping up in Whitehall again. Now, Whitehall, the hunt for Bigfoot in northern Washington County is heating up again. I think Whitehall's in New York, by the way.
Yes.
Not only will Steve Coles, that's his area. Not only will
Tactical Boy?
Tactical Boy, yes. Not only will Animal Planet be showing on Sunday night the Finding Bigfoot episode filmed in and around town, another documentary maker will be in town next week working on his own film. Finding Bigfoot will wrap up its 7th season. They haven't found Bigfoot yet, Chris.
No.
Sunday, with back-to-back episodes beginning at 9, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's on Animal Planet, but everybody knows that. The season finale at 10 will be Bigfoot State of Mind, which chronicles an April hunt for Bigfoot filmed around Lake George and the New York-Vermont border. But there's a new film. Self-described investigative journalist Seth Breedlove said he was unaware of Sunday's air date when he planned his trip to New York, which starts with a filming of his Ohio-based film, The Minerva Monster, in Wells, and includes a planned 3 days of filming for the next film in his series, Small Town Monsters, which will be called The Beast of Whitehall. It just happened that we were up here at this time, said Breedlove, who will be at the Wells Community Center all day on Saturday to discuss Bigfoot. So if you're up there in, Whitehall on Saturday, you can discuss
go up,
Bigfoot.
Meet Dr. Strangelove.
Breedlove.
And see Bigfoot, right?
Breedlove.
Oh, Breedlove.
Which is just about as good, right?
Sure.
I don't know. He will also be showing his film, The Minerva Monster, at 2 p.m. The film focuses on reports of a Bigfoot sighting in Ohio. I'm not a Bigfoot hunter, but I'm actually a skeptic, said Breedlove, who first became interested in the creatures by accident about 12 years ago. But his interest was piqued, and he described his first film this way. In August of 1978, a small town in eastern Ohio was thrust into the spotlight when a local family sighted a monster in the woods behind their home. Over subsequent evenings, they were repeatedly visited by the creature, culminating in a late-night encounter that ended in local police being called in. He wrote in the press release that the story blasted onto the front pages of newspapers across the state, and into the conscience of a nation. Sounds like good promotion there. Breedlove. Breedlove does a Bigfoot-based podcast.
I'm intrigued. Dr. Strangelove does a podcast?
Yes. We'll have to look that up. It doesn't say the name of the podcast. But he does it. And he will begin work on his second Bigfoot film Monday in Whitehall. We have some interviews set up, but we are focusing on the 1976 incident, Bicentennial Bigfoot, I think it was, Chris. So it's hard to... I don't know.
The year of my birth, Steve.
Yeah, I was a couple of years before that. Breedlove can be contacted at sethbreedlove@yahoo.com, or they have his phone number here in the article, but I'm not going to say that over there. Why? I don't know.
Aha.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So actually, I've heard a lot of good things from people who have seen the film, and they actually like it, so I don't know.
Okay.
From nature.com. Hey, a real newspaper sort of thing now.
Really?
Nature.com. Some super muscly pigs. Belgian blue cattle are hulking animals that provide unusually large amounts of prized lean cuts of beef, the result of decades of selective breeding. Now, a team of scientists from South Korea and China says that it has created the porcine. Is that porcine? Or I think it's porcine.
I don't know what it is.
The pig equivalent, using a much faster method. These double-muscled pigs are made by disrupting
You
or
heard me,
editing.
boy. Squeal like a pig.
Made by disrupting or editing a single gene. You picked the story just so you could use that, didn't you? A change that is much less dramatic than those made in conventional genetic modification, in which genes from one species are transplanted into another. As a result, their creators hope that regulators will take a lenient stance towards the pigs, and that the breed could be among the first genetically engineered animals to be approved for human consumption. Jin Soo Kim, a molecular I haven't done that in a while. Molecular biologist at Seoul National University, who is leading the work,
Boy,
argues that
you got a purty mouth.
She said his gene had a nearly speed up a process that could, at least in principle, occur through a more natural route. We could do this through breeding, he says, but then it would take decades. So we're just going to engineer pigs because it's faster. No genetically engineered animal has been approved for human consumption anywhere in the world, owing to fears of negative environmental and health effects. Fast-growing transgenic Atlantic salmon have languished in regulatory limbo for 20 years with the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Kim and his colleagues are part of a growing band of researchers who hope that gene editing, which can be used to disable or knock out a single gene, will avoid this. Reports of gene editing applications in agriculture include the creation of hornless cattle. Horns make the animals difficult to handle and are currently burned off in a painful procedure. Researchers have also engineered pigs that are immune to African swine virus. Good stuff. African swine virus. Oh, my favorite story of the evening, Chris, from the express.co.uk. Could leaked UFO photos taken from a U.S. submarine in 1971 prove the existence of aliens?
Aliens.
Yes. Photographs revealing bizarre UFOs claimed to have been taken by a U.S. Navy submarine crew have been hailed as the best ever evidence of extraterrestrial visits to Earth. Specialist researchers of UFOs. Specialist researchers? Really? That's what they call them in the article. Believe that the black and white images
in the Arctic, Steve.
Supposedly taken from the USS Trepang SSN 674 submarine in March 1971. Hey, that's when I was born, March 1971. Is there a coincidence there?
No
anyway,
such thing as coincidence in a UFO story, Steve.
Are they evidence of a secret U.S. aircraft test or alien life forms looking to carry out an early form of fracking? I don't know. Alex Misturetta, a paranormal investigator and author, investigated the images after they first appeared in French paranormal magazine Top Secret following an alleged leak. He claimed insiders told him the pictures were taken from the U.S. submarine on its journey between Iceland and Norway's Jan Mayen Island in the Atlantic Ocean, with the admiral on board at the same time, said to be Dean Reynolds. That would be the admiral's name, apparently.
I don't know, Steve.
You got me. Well, it says Dean Reynolds. So, Top Secret described an inscription on one of the pictures as stating, "Official photograph, not to be released." Another read, "Unauthorized disclosure."
If it's an official photograph, it's gotta be ancient aliens. Okay? Fuck you, Dean.
Yeah. Another read, "Unauthorized disclosure. Subject, security certificate, SSN 674, criminal sanction." That's what it read. According to a U.S. Naval archive, the USS Trepang was in the area at the time, and a Rear Admiral Dean Reynolds II Jr. from Beatrice, Nebraska, was its commanding officer from August 1970 to December 1973. Some researchers have claimed this proves the pictures are genuine, but others suggested the information is so readily available it could also have aided a hoaxer. I don't know. Others said one of the claimed UFOs looked like a man-made Ariane 26, a U.S. experimental aircraft that was part airship and part conventional aircraft and powered by a piston engine, which was tested in 1971. Online commentator and fellow UFO hunter Bill Smiley, that's his real name.
Bill Smiley.
Said
UFO researcher Guy Smiley says
these look like the real deal, possibly a shape changer, which accounts for so many. Why do they always go to the, like morphing shit? I don't get that.
Guy Smiley says it's a UFO.
Anyway, he says it's a shape changer, which accounts for so many pictures, yet actually
shape changes, Steve, they're everywhere.
Michael Waters, I'm guessing another UFO investigator, said some UFOs can function through and underwater quite well, because he knows that. And Rob Whitford added, makes sense, I'll still put money on fracking connected to them. There was no fracking back then, was there? I don't know. I mean, there might have been fracking. It wasn't called fracking, I guess. Nigel Watson, UK UFO investigator, said they are an odd selection of pictures that feature types of UFOs that have been regularly spotted by witnesses in all parts of the world. Airship or cigar-shaped type craft have been reported since 1896, when there was a great wave of phantom airships sightings throughout the USA. This batch of pictures backs up such claims, but I'm not sure about their authenticity. No duh. They have certainly got UFO researchers scratching their heads and wondering and speculating that UFOs have a base in the Arctic regions.
Goody.
And that's that story, yeah.
Wow.
I looked at the pictures, and I don't know who says they're the best evidence ever, but it's just grainy, black and white bullshit is what it looks like to me.
That's great, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
No, it's not great.
No?
Mm-mm. It reminds me of that whole Roswell slide debacle. Garbage. Except this isn't slides, it's actual pictures.
Right.
Good stuff. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's the news, Chris.
Thanks.
No more pig stories.